Hey, welcome back to another episode of Red Pill versus Blue Pill. My name is Dr. DeLon Canterbury. I am the CEO and founder of GeriatRx, as well as the Prescribing Accelerator. So I hope you guys are doing phenomenal. I'm having a great week. And so today we'll be diving into further how senior care providers can use deprescribing advocates to not only save them some time, but also save them some money on the back end. So let's talk about the beauty of how you can leverage pharmacists and learn how you can create integrative and novel business models by using an untapped resource in our healthcare community. And so let's dive on in. Let's talk about why do people still believe that deprescribing isn't a cost-effective or really a cost generating service? And it actually has me boggled to its end. I'm like, literally, there are pharmacists who are going out, taking that leap of faith into entrepreneurship, and they're developing these very same models using deprescribing. So, of course, you can generate money doing this. And of course, it's sustainable. So let's get to the root of why people still believe this, right? We have an outdated fee-for-service healthcare model that we know is crippling at the seams, and we underutilize pharmacists at the top of their license. And we know that they have the skill set to identify problematic meds, reduce harm in these types of patients that are seniors that we know are most vulnerable. But again, we don't think to ask, hey, have you ever thought about just hiring a pharmacist to do XYZ for your business? You see, we still think that every pharmacist is either attached to some type of Walgreens or CVS or Rite Aid or independent or some type of hospital setting. No one thinks intuitively that there are pharmacists who work outside of those realms. And so there's an unmet need in outsourcing and contracting and literally saying, hey, there are pharmacists for hire in abundance, okay? They are leaving retail left and right and developing their own models. And so the truth is, our communities don't know that. I mean, hell, I go through this talking about what I do as a deprescriber with geriatrics. Patients are still in awe when I tell them that as a pharmacist, I work from home and I literally teach people how to get off meds safely with their doctor's supervision and make money doing that. I got to eat, right? I'm not here for just free. But let's be honest. The problem is we have so many opportunities and not enough people even know that they can have their problem solved with just hiring a pharmacist on contract once or twice a week to help with reducing these measures and harm and metrics that our health systems reimburse or ding our health systems for. So first up, it doesn't seem to be as common because the community, the patients, even some providers don't even know that they can hire or work with a pharmacist in an integrative team-based type of model. That's what I do. That's what a lot of the entrepreneurial pharmacists I know are doing. They're finding a way to make their niche within the healthcare system as a team and unifying their efforts with forward-thinking providers. I don't mean just medical doctors. I'm talking nurses, caregiver advocates, social workers are an amazing opportunity to partner with in this space, as well as another kept secret, occupational therapists and physical therapists. You could do so much with pharmacy partnerships in just those skill sets alone when we're talking about senior care and patient care advocacy in this demographic. And I can't tell you how often I've been able to help reduce meds that we know increase falls risks or affects movement disorders in some of our dementia patients that affects and lightens the load for some of those OT or PT specialists, and even in some cases, speech therapists. So again, we don't use or think to use pharmacists in this type of light, right? So the first thing to address is this mindset shift of the outdated way of doing business and transitioning to a more shared, focused team-based decision on improving care. The second thing or reason why people don't see this as a need for having deprescribing advocates comes down to not seeing any tangible money. I'm like, oh, I don't make any money if I stop harmful meds. It doesn't make sense. Why would I waste my time as a senior care group providing a service that doesn't give me anything on the bottom line? I'm like, look, first of all, we're supposed to be doing what's right, okay? Not what hits your bottom line. This is healthcare. We're here to help reduce harm. So let's talk about that, number one. Yeah, you got to make money, but let's get to the nitty-gritty of it. If you're showing in your practice that you're reducing a number of patients who are taking problematic meds or having a better quality of life because you've used a pharmacist or nurse or any other type of deprescribing advocate in your care model, and you're able to show, hey, we've kept 50 people in our nursing home from going to the ER because of heart failure, whatever the case is. Because we had someone who's a deprescribing advocate get rid of a bunch of meds that we know would worsen these conditions. If you're able to show that and do that and quantify that, then my friends, you're lowering the cost in our healthcare system. You're increasing patient trust in your service because now you have an extra pair of eyes looking at how are we going to reduce your harm and keep you aging independently at home. And the more someone's at home or in your facility, the more they can pay you. Someone sick in the hospital is not going to be able to pay you for that stay in their independent living community or in their skilled nursing facility or adult daycare center or whatever senior care organization you may be. So again, when we're showing that, when we're serving through our model of care and quantifying and tracking what we're doing, that translates to money saved. And when you are able to speak to money saved, cost avoidance, and risk reduction in a highly vulnerable population, then you are able to leverage that and sell that and use that to market more referrals, more clients, more reimbursements with your insurance because you're not getting dinged because your patients are just doing better compared to hospital B. This even further builds customer satisfaction. If your patients are happy and they're putting out these surveys saying, oh, Delon was great, did a review, he took off 3 meds I didn't need, I saved money, and I got rid of this side effect I've had. I've had chronic constipation for months. I don't even know why. That is the type of care that's going to have patients talking, and that's going to have them telling their doctor, and their doctor is going to want to start referring their patients to you because you have a forward lens in value-based care that solidifies and honestly gives you a leg up because now you're future-proofing your business model by integrating a pharmacist into your care. So that's a long-winded reason of saying, look, they don't see the money. The truth is when we're reducing these meds, we're reducing the healthcare costs that are incurred for patients who may be repeat offenders, right? People who are constantly in and out of the hospital or have a high utilization rate if you want to go down to the insurance lingo. But more importantly, the third belief that I think is limiting and keeps people from really, really deprescribing is believing that they can't advocate for this because they don't have a medical license. And I say this time and time again, you don't have to be the medical prescriber to literally start the process for deprescribing. Of course, it is ideal if that's the person. But ultimately, deprescribing starts with educating. It starts with asking probing questions. It starts with patient advocacy. It starts with buy-in and trust. And when you have those, then you can move mountains and you can literally make quantifiable, sustainable, and lucrative change because you are leveraging yourself and putting yourself as a niche service by using deprescribing. So, and lastly, people don't see that there's a real reason why I have to do this. Like, nah, their doctors got it. They can go to someone else for that. That's not what we do. It still affects your money. It still affects your bottom line if you're a senior care organization. It affects it, whether it's directly or indirectly, whether your patient is still unmanaged and they're still following in your facility, that affects your money. If that patient is, again, a repeat offender using the hospital system left and right, that affects your reimbursement. If the patient, again, multiple meds, and we know that this was the cause the whole time, and you didn't advocate, and they're able to do an audit and see you weren't doing your job, you get dinged. And guess what that impacts? That impacts your STAR measures. That impacts your HEDIS measures. It impacts your reimbursement. It affects either your time, your money, or wasted resources. And all of those cost your business money. So again, it ain't about the money, but if you want to get down to it, stopping harmful meds in our seniors can be the avenue that not only builds you some revenue, but again, gives you the authority and the power to give that extra boost in our patients who need it the most. So this starts with, what can we do to change this type of mindset, right? We got to shift our medication mindset from being so reactive to proactive. So it starts with, at first, an intrinsic desire to get seniors off of harmful meds. That's number one. Number two, the patient is still very much the CEO of their health and care. They have the power to take, do, be adherent, non-adherent, compliant, buy any pill that enters their body. So we're here as the guides. Look, as much as you think the doctor is the god or the pharmacist is the god or goat, whatever, it really comes down to the patient and whether they want that for themselves. So we have to humble ourselves with our medical jargon and ego that, oh, well, the patient just doesn't want to do it because they didn't do what I say, so it's on them. It is not about that, okay? What it's really about is serving, and what it's really about is advocating and educating as objectively as you possibly can. And if that leads to less pill burden, less meds, less co-pays that a patient has to incur, when we know our seniors are consistently confined to a fixed income with limited resources, with a monthly check, we got to do what we can to make stuff easy for them. And if you're able to show that you are saving X amount of dollars from your service, you can leverage that to insurance companies and small accrediting bodies that can, again, send you more referrals. So again, this is a cyclical thing. We're getting a little bit into the weeds, but you got to see the big picture here. You got to see the big picture here. And lastly, the main limiting belief I come across is people don't know that they can utilize a pharmacist who can answer the majority of their problems. You want to reduce falls risk in your center, hire a pharmacist to do an assessment and instill a deprescribing service for meds that worsen falls. If you want to reduce constipation in your chronic pain patients, and they're on opioids, and you want to reduce opioid use, get yourself a pharmacist or deprescribing advocate, partner with them, but just try, because there's grant opportunities, there's funding, there's ways to monetize this through the government, because you're doing and providing a valuable service. I don't care if it's a Narcan clinic with your nursing home. I don't care if you're able to just stop an opioid or two in 50 people. Like, these are all quality metrics that impact the bottom line of these organizations. And again, leveraging a pharmacist or deprescriber can help you in this process. So what do you need to become to get things started? You got to change your mindset. You have to change your mindset and focus on the value that we are offering and bringing as you enter this space. All right. We can't just assume the way of doing business is what's going to cut it. And we have to, again, envision the future of care where we're putting that power back into each touch point in those holes in our healthcare process. So one, you got to become a deprescribing advocate. You got to know what tools are out there, what easy, quick things you could change in policy. I'm telling you, you can literally ask 5 questions. 5 questions you can ask for all your patients who you find on a bunch of meds. And it can literally empower and reduce unnecessary, unmitigated side effects and harm with the right people behind the scenes. It can happen. It happens. It does happen. It is what I live for. Literally, this is what we do. You have to get comfortable being fearless, because this is, again, going against our broken healthcare system. Okay, it's a little different. You may feel a little uneasy. This is a little bit of a risk. There's no risk when you are conveying the value and the impact of how you are helping these seniors in the long run. There's no number you could put on someone having their memory back, or someone just being happy as hell because you sat down and talked to them and did an in-depth review of their meds. We have to stop seeing pharmacists as just people attached to pharmacies. We got to break that myth. Look, there are tons of pharmacists out there crushing the game, killing it. They're working from home just like me, and they can work pretty much anywhere where the law allows them and can provide these services for you. We have to change the model. And so it starts with just a little tweak in policy, but an emphasis on patient care. And of course, serving our seniors. So you got to become an advocate. You got to become fearless. You got to become someone comfortable going against the grain with our healthcare system. And we know it sucks. So if you want to actually sit and let someone die, fine, go ahead. This isn't for you. This is for people who actually care and want to put in sustainable models to leverage and monetize deprescribing. So what's out there for you to use? One, you have the Deprescribing Accelerator that you will take away all the tools that you'll gain and need to make this happen. Two, you can use pharmacists and nurses and other people trained from this program to consult and develop protocols to help you stop harmful meds. That's number two. Three, there are so many clinical tools at your fingertips that you can put into place today, like now, not tomorrow, not in theory, not after their phase 4 clinical trial. You can put this stuff in now and start practicing and implementing change in your practice. Implementing change that focuses on value and serving, and again, reducing the number of myriad of side effects and deaths that occur each year because of medications. 275,000 people, to be exact, die because of medications that are mismanaged each year. Each year. Why aren't we raising alarms about this in America the Great, with the best healthcare country in the world? Yeah, we're the best. No, we're not. We're not the best at healthcare. Are you kidding me? There's so many inequities and health disparities left and right. And we know the issues there. We just say, well, not today. Not today. We'll pass the buck to someone else to catch this. That's what gets me riled up. And that's why I'm so passionate about this. So partnering with the right people, the right deprescriber can make your practice, it can exponentially grow. It'll save you time because you're not wasting your staff treating people that are unmanaged with meds that are actually the cause of the problem. And you're going to be able to save money because you're not getting dinged because your patients are happier. I don't think I'm speaking anything like Greek. Like, this is, to me, I'm just seeing it clear as day. It's do this and get this result. Not pass the buck, not, again, leave it to someone else's issue or the patient to figure out and maneuver, but to literally serve. So those are some reasons why our medical prescribers, our senior care organizations, our providers, they need people who are coming in well-equipped to stop harmful meds and show them a quick way to make it happen today, not tomorrow. And when you integrate this and change your mindset about these medications, our medication mindset, right? Get out of this reactive healthcare model to a proactive healthcare model. We're going to really start reducing those numbers that die each year and save the over $500 billion that we spend as taxpayers treating those patients. So do you want some cost savings? Let me know. Comment red pill below. Let me know your thoughts. What resonated with you? Why haven't we done this sooner? I want to know, why haven't we done this sooner? Just someone tell me why. Well, I guess it's got to be me. I'm going to be here. I'm going to do it. But we have so much opportunity to hit the ground running with deprescribing. And I want you to be a part of this movement, this army, this shape shift of this healthcare model that we have, so we can make life easier for all of our loved ones. So thank you all for joining in live. My much love. Hope you guys enjoy your awesome weekend and day. Again, this is Dr. DeLon Canterbury, your Chief Deprescriber. I'll see you next time, and we'll talk more about ways you can leverage deprescribing to grow your practice. You guys take care. Much love. Bye.